What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's Uncle Frank, and today we're going to be going over your comments from last week about the roles that you guys want to see and what you want to see added to the roles that we already have. We're going to be doing that really quick. I'm also going to be reading you guys Rockstar's tweet from today. In case you guys aren't aware, we got some new clothing and we got some bonuses for Moonshiners and some new game modes that came out. On top of that, we're going to be talking about new game modes we want to see. Things like, bringing back the old showdowns, adding in new game modes. We want your ideas. We want your input and your thoughts on this kind of stuff, guys. As I said, it's always important in the comment section. Your kind of participation is what's going to drive this podcast forward. So with me today, as always, I have my good friend Wade Wilson. Say hello, Wade.
Hey, how you doing, everybody? Wade Wilson.
And finally, after all the videos of me getting killed by this person in all the creative ways that she could come up with and laugh at in silence from the shadows, I want to introduce my beautiful assistant, Amora. Say hello, Amora.
Hello.
Okay, so really quick, Amora is from the land of Vikings in real life. So I want you to keep in mind that behind this very beautiful exterior and very sweet sounding voice is the ancestry of people that used to board wooden ships and come across the land to find people to steal stuff from and plunder, and then take that back and live off that stuff for till the next season, and then they would head back out on these ships with dragon heads and stuff and come back, take more stuff, and that's how it worked, right? So underneath all that is a girl who will show up, cut your head off, and take your toaster. You know what I mean? Modern day. So that being said, about my beautiful assistant Amora joining us, I'm going to read you guys Rockstar's tweet from today. Now, what's the date today? Does anybody know?
Today is the 8th, all day long.
So today is January 8th, and you guys are going to be getting this on, Wednesday morning, I think I'm releasing this. So you guys will be getting this on Wednesday morning, but today is January 8th, and this is what it says. Today, we've got the Wheeler, Rawson and Company catalog has a selection of new items for sale starting this week, including permanent additions like the Rivera hooded tunic, McCrum pants, the Palma and Baldock hats, Kelly boots, and Pico sandals. The Boutel hat and Levitt jacket are also now available in stores. The word is that these items may only be in stock for a limited time. If you're looking for a no-holds-barred arena to test your mettle in, look no further. This week's featured free aim series puts all the capture game modes in the limelight, including hostile territory, overrun, plunder, spoils of war, and up in smoke. Whether you're territorial by nature or daredevil looking to deliver goods deep into the heart of enemy turf, it's time to mount up and show what you've got. So now this is bonuses and benefits. Aspiring bootleggers who reach Moonshiner rank 3 before January 13th will receive an exclusive colorway of Kelly boots. Visit the benefits section to pick up the reward. Plus, earn 500 Moonshiner Roll XP by flavoring any batch of moonshine, which can fetch a higher price when selling to buyers in the market for your recipe. Selling any batch of medium strength shine this week will also land you a 30% discount on any Norfolk Roadster horse, which you can pick up in the benefits section. Those yet to cut their teeth in the moonshining business can take 25% off the cost of all Moonshiner Shack properties and property relocations. Meanwhile, traders can take 40% off novice and promising trader roll items, such as the Stew Pot medium delivery wagon. Players who verified their social club email address and set up the two-step verification on their accounts will receive discounts on the Outlaw Pass, roll items for the Bounty Hunter, trader and collector rolls, and a free Cloud Ruber horse of their choice. Those who have connected their social club account with Twitch Prime will receive the collector's bag and the polished copper moonshine still upgrade, both free of charge. To ensure access to future benefits, make sure to visit Twitch Prime and sign up. Okay, so that's what we've got from Rockstar as far as additions today. Now, last week's podcast, we talked about roles, things we wanted to see. And you guys came out with some amazing ideas. Some of these are incredible. So the first one I wanted to talk about was, let's see, what is his name? It's hard for me to read my own writing sometimes. So Tay Days had an idea for an architect role. Now, what his idea was, he wanted to have, let's say once we get properties, that you're going to be able to hire an architect to be able to come into these properties and kind of expand them or advance on them, which I thought was really cool. So in other words, you
I
can't,
like that idea.
you know what I mean? Like, you can't build a bigger house or have all kinds of features without hiring an architect. And that was really, really cool. I love that one. And then we had, God, I can't see this guy's name very well, but there was a mobile blacksmith business idea, and I'll get his name for you guys in a second. And I thought that was phenomenal too. So what do you guys think?
The blacksmith idea. I don't expand on the. Did he expand on?
Yeah,
the,
I'm gonna read. I'm gonna get his
it?
name for you guys right now and read you his comment. It'll take me 1 second to pull this up.
Because that definitely would be great. It'd be cool to make some horseshoes.
Okay, it's Rob Z. It's Rob Z. So Rob Z said, all the horses need shoes. I would like to have a mobile blacksmith business. Maybe have to go out searching for iron ore to start off my iron company, forge it, then sell horseshoes, and also combine this into a horse vet business, a farrier come vet. Well, I think that's phenomenal. That was one of my favorite comments.
Everything.
You know what I mean?
Rob Z said that?
Yeah, that's from Rob Z. Yeah.
Rob, I'm digging that idea.
Yeah.
Still, I don't know if I'm digging the mobile part, but everything that he said.
I think he should have a standard location for that, and I think that would be really cool if he's got to stay like, you know how you next to
the horse stables.
Yes.
There is like, there would be nice part of like, Valentine have like this part where the owner is like standing outside and doing some stuff, so that would be the good spot.
Right on the right hand side there.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody else, other stable had that kind of thing, but in Valentine there should be, so it would be nice to have that kind of thing in there.
Yeah. And you could have both things, honestly. You could have it be mobile, like whereas you could put up an icon on your map, for example, if you needed that. You know, like let's say you wanted the butcher or not the butcher, but the mobile farrier to come to your camp. It would like almost send up like a flag, right? That would come up on the map that was needed, and if there was somebody in the server, they could go, so they just have like a wagon or something behind their shop would be really cool. I think that would be really dope.
Be like a food cart.
It would also be nice if the horseshoes would give some kind of benefits with the horses.
Right.
Like speed or like acceleration. Yeah.
Yes.
Like, it would be awesome.
I think that's a really cool idea that you would be able to have that. That's how you can kind of add to your statistics. With, the blacksmith could do that for you. I think that's really cool.
That's good. What else we got?
So another one was a mobile black market, or just a black market property in general. So in other words, let me find what he said about this. So they said, so this is from Dump Truck Burger TV, which I love the name, by the way. He said they should add a black market fence roll so that we could fill up our goods with illegal stolen items and sell it to buyers that want it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was
like
really
an
cool.
Expansion onto the fence already.
Yeah, and they said that they could have robbery or house burglary missions for low honor players, things like that. Scavenging missions where animals are protecting treasure for higher honor players, things like that. It was a great idea. I thought that was really cool to have that kind of an underground like kind of fence. You know what I mean? That was dope. I like that.
Only problem, there's not a lot of places to break into. That's the only issue there.
Well, I mean, they could absolutely
make it.
Yeah, they could absolutely just put some, unlock some of the doors, like that house that you found, that secret mansion, for example. You know what I mean? Like they could just unlock or like make it where you have to use the lock breaker and bust these things open. Like start making tools that can enter these houses that are kind of locked for everybody else. I think would be really cool.
Yeah, because that place in Rhodes, you can, if you go into the back and go up to the second floor and look through the window, you could tell it's a finished property.
Right.
I don't remember. Does anybody remember if it's in story mode?
No.
Because I don't remember.
No, you can't go into that property.
Okay, then so then why did they even furnish it and put all that stuff inside? It's that like white mini mansion there in Rhodes.
Yeah, well, I mean, there would be
back it up and climb up on the balcony, you know.
Right. I mean, if they have these houses are in game. It's not. It's basically when you're programming things like this, you have invisible walls that you can move. It's almost like a box that they can drop over a property, let's say. You know what I mean? So it's like an invisible barrier that gets put over it, but that is not impregnable. That's how you can get in. You know what I mean? That's how you were able to kind of get up on that thing. So there's ways that they can just do that. And I'm sure there's a way that they can just click unlock on the door or lock breaker. You know what I mean? It's not a ton of programming once these things are already in the environment from the way that I understand it. It's hard to get things into the environment and make them work. But if they can have a door, it's very easy to have it be unlocked, if that makes sense.
Right.
Same thing as if we have the prison. That absolutely I'd love to see in the game, you know, and you have Guarma and you have all these really cool locations that we don't have access to. It's just a matter of pulling down that invisible barrier and giving us access to, or like you said, you know, like build a train bridge, which I think is a really cool idea too.
Yeah, that's the whole Mexico. That's another
topic
for another day.
Yeah. Now I have. Go ahead, Amora. What do you?
Sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
There is a lock breaker in the fence.
Right.
But I don't know where you use it.
Okay.
So it would be nice to have some kind of use for that too.
Yeah. So I've used it. I have it because I had to buy everything in the game because I'm OCD about that stuff. And I've used it a few times, and you're doing the same thing basically as you are with a gun. The only thing that I've found is that the lock breaker is silent. So in other words, like let's say you go up behind a wagon and there's people toward the front of the wagon. If you use the lock breaker on something, you're not going to draw their attention. But the consequences aren't that severe for them hearing your attention or getting, you know, for you drawing their attention. So it's kind of like, as of now, I don't really see a huge benefit in spending the money on it. It does work. There are things to function on. When you see the locks in the backs of wagon, if you guys have a lock breaker and haven't tried this, you can go over and pop those open. Haven't seen it work on any houses and things like that. Like I've never seen an icon pop up, like hold square to use lock breaker type thing near a house. But I have seen it on the wagons. Now, this next guy, I love this idea. I shouldn't say guy before I actually check who wrote it. But this is a phenomenal idea. And this... Shut up. You guys are always on me about something. Listen, I'm trying to read this as I'm doing this and cut me some slack. Okay, so first of all, this guy wrote the funniest thing that we have to cover this because I think this is outstanding. I don't know if Rockstar, this is far in for Rockstar, but I love this guy for writing this. His name is Dogface Ricketts, the one and only. And his idea was on having an opium den with a fight club. And I was like, man, I love this guy. How cool would that be? It's probably the best idea. But it's probably the one that we will never get, but I love that.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, man, you're like Curly Bill. Remember Tombstone where he's up there smoking opium and then he comes out in the street and he pulls a gun? That's all I could see. This guy with his opium den. But it was such a good comment. I loved it. And his name was priceless, man. So that was another great one. Now, I'm going to find who wrote this. Give me 1 second.
But Fight Club was a great idea.
Yeah, you guys talk about that for a second while I find who wrote this next role and comment. Talk about the Fight Club.
Yeah.
Amora, that's something that you definitely would be into.
You have any thoughts? I would like to have a fist fight club in some kind of basement or something, and you could bet who would win.
Yes.
And make money out of
that.
It would be amazing.
Yeah.
Throwing fights.
Yeah, that'd be good.
That would be great. I love that idea. I imagine like the Keanu Reeves, what was that shit, man? The 47 Ronin. Remember that Fight Club from that movie? Or like a Sherlock Holmes. That's perfect. Remember Sherlock Holmes?
Yep.
The recent one with Robert Downey Jr. where they had that Fight Club, bro. That was the shit. That was where it was at. I love that. Like Kreta said, you could bet on who's going to win. You'd have people throwing fights.
Like dip your hands in glass.
Yeah. you guys are nuts. You're crazy than me. I love it, though. I think the Opium Den, I don't know how we could, like, maybe the Opium Den is a front, right? Like, the Opium Den is, like kind of like this house is, right? That's above us right now. And then downstairs is the Fight Club is the business type thing.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you're going to need the Opium Den for all the pain.
Yeah. Modern day heroin. Okay. So I'm in love with this idea, and thank you so much for writing that comment. It's phenomenal, man. So the next one is by Mike Suggs, and this is one that I absolutely love. This is the comment I was looking for in the beginning. So Mike says, wouldn't mind a prospector or trapper role, myself, or horse breeder role. Pan gold, hunt animals, and breed horses for new breeds. Something to pass the time while waiting on shine to cook. So now this, and Mike wrote that about maybe 4 hours ago. So this is the part, I'll let you guys run with this for a second, but I really wanted to say that the part about breeding the horses, and this goes back with the other guy's comment about the blacksmith, and your comments about adding the statistics to this. But imagine if you're being able to breed horses to actually be able to max out the stats, and that's the only way to do it. And you have to figure out the combinations of horses that have to breed for specific jobs. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that would be phenomenal. I absolutely would love to see that. That way you're trying.
Panning for gold too is you know how I feel about the panning for gold. I've been looking for a way to do that from day one in this game. So, and
a lot of people replied and gave us some great suggestions about how we could actually have that gold. And that's the last thing I want to touch on when we're covering these roles from last week, is people's ideas to fix that idea, because I think that is a phenomenal idea, the kind of the mining aspect. I think a lot of people are into doing that. And so,
right, because last week we had the whole dilemma, we couldn't figure out the economy.
Right, nobody really could, and some of these ideas were phenomenal on how we could get around actually having a mining operation like that, and have it not ruin the economy. One of them is by Jeebus Night Chimp version 2, which is a phenomenal name as well. Some of these guys. Okay, so he said storyline, they pan for gold. Buy a gold map for money, go to the river or lake and pan for gold until the gold vein runs out. Since it's out in the open, unlike fishing, you'll have to be on the constant lookout. So that would be one way to kind of, you know what I mean? That would be a phenomenal way to kind of fix that problem.
Yeah.
And the other one was by Steve Waters. Steve said you can mine for silver and other metals, but randomly find gold, and the more you pan, the better your chance to hit gold compared to, say, someone that just does it every now and then. So it's kind of a percentage-based thing. Like if you're panning for gold, you have a better opportunity to get that. Now, one of the most interesting solutions the last one I wanted to cover about this was by, let me find who this was by. Okay, this is by Sleepy TF. Now he goes into a little bit of detail here. What he says is, interesting idea with the gold miner prospector role. I suppose an idea could go along something such as the gold you mine is unprocessed, but you can sell it for a lot of money, and then buy into processed gold if Rockstar implement a currently converting system where you put, let's say, $150 gets you 0.50 gold nuggets or something along those lines. Does that make sense so far?
Makes perfect sense.
Okay, so this is how this is the rest of it. He said, the more roles they add to the game, inevitably the more cash people will have in their pockets. They should simply switch the old premium currency into diamonds or something as well, where the gold is a universal currency that can be converted to diamonds at select exchange and vice versa. But gold can only be bought with money, keeping gold valuable, but diamonds even more so. I love it. I think that really fixes the problem when it comes to the gold and, that gold mining issue, which I think is phenomenal. And that everybody's input, if we can come up, kind of use that all together, I think we have the solution to the problem to get a mining role along those lines. And, you know what I mean? The start can be kind of the panhandling, and then we're going to move into, like the actual mining, and then we're going to be, getting the gold refined and so on and so forth, and then kind of turning it into diamonds. Through like a currency exchange, which is phenomenal. I love it. Okay, moving on. While Amora plays the violin beautifully for us, I want to get you guys' input on roles. Game modes. This is really important, guys. This is something that a lot of people are looking at, forward to, is new game modes. Way to kind of occupy our time and, way to earn gold and money and XP and all that stuff in one really big shot. So, Wade, let's hear your idea of one game mode you want to hear added off the top of your head.
Top of my head, let's see. I'd like to see. I'd like them to bring back the capture the territories more. We don't have enough of that going on. But I'd like to see it at a bigger scale. Like, taking over the little towns more, taking over San Denis a little bit.
Oh yeah, like that would be dope, man. Like dropping in, so you almost take over certain areas of town, and you control that area.
In the city there, it's like catacombs as you go through the buildings. You got all those different pathways you can go.
Right.
So set it up that way and bring it in.
That's a great idea.
So more capture the territory games, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm looking for.
You know what, man? And Amora, what do you think? Is there a game mode that you'd like to see added?
Well, I don't do that much of the game modes, but something to do maybe with the fighting, like fist fighting or something like that.
Yeah, that guy's idea with the opium den, as far as that kind of thing is such an it's the physics of fighting in this game are so cool that I think that we really need a game mode that is just designated to fighting, with like fist fighting in general, like the Robert Downey Jr. scene from. We really need that. That's something that everybody wants, man.
They should add more moves for fighting, and you have to do something to get them. So,
that'd be cool. Like training.
You do a certain kind of training, then you get enough experience points, you learn a new move. So it's not always just the same block, occasional kick, punch.
Right.
You can actually have like some spin kick.
Oh man,
not that crazy, but
I like but I mean, I like the idea that if you're training, you can learn, let's say, different combos. Instead of just turtling up with the square button, you could like bring your elbow up and block his hand, so he box his hand back a little bit. You know what I mean? Or step forward with a headbutt faster, or just even just changes of elevation where you could like suck a leg into a takedown and ground and pound. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. A lot of takedowns would be a good idea. Takedowns, hip toss.
The
stuff like
physics
that.
are so cool already, man. And you know how when you if somebody running at you and you're running at and you lock up like real quick, like boom, and you don't know, you got to jam the button to kind of like see who wins that exchange. There should be ways that I could change elevation and go for a takedown, or I don't know, a way to kind of grapple out of that. It's just I think that exploring.
I like the takedowns.
Yes.
Shoot for the legs.
We don't have to go full-blown jiu-jitsu on people, but I'm talking about just getting people down, and then when you're mounted, you know what I mean? You're raining down on top of them, and when they're on their back, they're trying to block and be able to counter and roll you off. I mean, very simple. It doesn't have to get crazy advanced combat systems, but just very basic transitions into different things. And
I just thought it like even combos, just boxing combos where you're giving them like a 5-piece. Pow, 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 pow.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of the 3-piece and the soda. Huge fan.
A fan of the 5-piece and a bucket of chicken.
Huge fan. Jorge Masvidal. If you guys are MMA fans out there, shout out to Jorge. I love that dude. So I think we can all agree that a fighting game mode would be outstanding. Figuring out a way that we can do that. And I think and I'm talking about a quick join. Like, it's an actual game mode. You know what I mean? Where, how we go to like quick join, we've got, whatever, elimination series, race series, all that stuff. Fight Club. Right there. Not a random event that happens on the thing. Do you know what I mean? Like that I got to wait till, 12 midnight East Coast time to try to find this. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I don't want to
be structured though. Is it going to be like 30 people in a ring and it's fight to the death?
I think this is how it should be. No. Has to be one-on-one, straight up Fight Club style. I want it to be real. I want it to be like, here's the deal. You know how you join a server with showdowns where everybody is loading, you get the picture of the group of people, right? So there's a picture of a group of people, and Rockstar randomly pairs them together, and it's a tournament. Whether you leave that tournament or not, like if you get disconnected, you're out. It doesn't matter. But when this thing starts, it starts. And there's no and it just a tournament's roll. 8-man tournament, 16-man tournament, whatever you can come up with. 4-man, whatever, right? Mm-hmm. When that countdown, you know how you buy, you know what I'm talking about, the screen that we're loading into with showdowns where we're looking and you're choosing outfits and buying your, whatever, all your ammo and cleaning your guns. This is a fight, you're loading into a Fight Club. So when you load in, Rockstar selects the first 2 competitors, right? puts them against each other. Now the people that are there are basically spectating. Like they've been, you know what I'm saying? They're spectating this match until it's over. Then the next two people go. Do you know what I mean? And then you can place bets.
Circle the ring.
Yes. No interference or crap like that. You know what I mean? But make it look awesome, dude. And you can bet on the fighters because we don't know who's going to be fighting who, so it's completely random at that point. And so you're just looking at two people. You can, you know what I mean? Maybe you can look at their card combinations and things like that. And that's going to be another thing that people are going to be really about is should these fight clubs be card-based? You know, how do we prevent people from coming in juicing with tonics and things like, you know what I mean? Like some people like it just no cards, straight up. Like there's the real people into fist fighting in this game. That's probably the thing that they're going to want to see. So there's two ways that they should do it, like a free aim and in a regular mode. Except fist fighting is a tonic free, can't load your cards, and the other one is you bring whatever you want, like a juiced up. You know what I mean? Like this is the steroid division where you can bring cards. You know what I mean? This is Bellator. This is Pride back in the day when they didn't test people for anything. And they were just animals in there. That's that one. Okay, that's the regular game mode, and then the free aim game mode is no cards, no tonics. And the other thing is just the way, you know, it's just absolute animals in there. People juiced up on everything, taking horse tranquilizers and stimulants. Doesn't, you know what I mean? Are you juiced up on a horse stimulant? 12 of them, man. 12 of them. You know what I mean? Like, cut them loose. You got to walk them out there on a chain. He's biting people in the crowd. That's the regular mode. And then the free aim guys get the regular, you know, no cards. just like Amora screams every time we fight. She's always like, "Take your cards off. Take your cards off." And well, I'm over here seething, biting. You know, I'm biting the dog, and the dog's trying to calm me down. I got Crips walking me out like some kind of Mortal Kombat figure. She's like, "Take your cards off." There is no cards in Borderland. Okay, so we all agree on the Fight Club. We all agree on the farrier, right? There's the mobile kind of farrier, the blacksmith. We all love the fence idea. The game modes, we also need the Fight Club. The Fight Club has got to happen. That, I think, is the number one thing. And then, so Crenta's idea was the Fight Club. Wade wanted to bring back the old showdowns, things like that. Capture the points and adding in those kind of the towns involved, which I think is a great idea. The thing that I love about, there's one aspect of the showdowns that I really think that we need to go back to, and I think that, I don't know if anybody's ever seen, back in the day when we had showdowns labeled large series and small series. If you clicked on small series, for example, you would eventually get to a map at Boulder Glade, where you would be in a war where I was like, they gave us the update. They gave us cannons. You know what I mean? Because if you've never seen it, you go in there, and all of a sudden there's a cannon you can use and fire across that battlefield. I was like, wait, what happened? I was like, I remember screaming like a fool. I was on open chat. They gave us the update. Frank's got a cannon. You know what I mean? I'm over there firing the cannon, bro, going crazy. And somebody like real calm's like, nah, it's been like this, bro. What? Shut up over there. But I can't hear you over this thing going off. But anyway, so I want to see, my idea, Frank's idea, is a Civil War battlefield at either Boulder Glade or, Boulder Glade. Because it's in the game, it's easy. One army on one side of that thing, and I'm talking full server. One army on the other side with a flag in the middle. And that's it, bro. Whoever in respawn, all of it. You can have one game mode where you don't respawn, so it really counts and it's free aim and all that stuff, so it's realistic. And then one juiced up, just like the Fight Club, where everybody can do whatever the hell they want and respawn. And whoever raises that flag in the center, or however we want to do it. You know what I mean? And I'm talking put everything in there. Maxim guns, cavalry, cannons. You know what I mean? The whole fireworks. All of it, dude. Let us have it, bro. That field is so cool. I want to be dug in there, bro, looking at my boy like he's up him from Saving Private Ryan. Like, where are you going? You know what I mean? Like, and man, that field is so perfect for that.
We're being spoon-fed.
Well, it may happen. I can't see it not happening, but the only thing that scares me is I don't remember a game mode, and maybe somebody in the comment section can tell me, that Rockstar has done something like that before. Other than in here, when we used to be able to line up in Saint Denis, wearing purple or orange, like we're LA street gangs, and we would just run down the road at each other. You know what I mean? Like, it was nuts, dude. Remember the railroad track things? Dude, that was the best. We would literally just line up half of a server on one side, half of a server on the other, and you would fight. I can't remember. What was the point of that?
There's another map where they use the cannon, too. It's that fort. I don't know if it's Fort Wallace, but there's a cannon up on the hill, too, yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's a different kind of cannon, though, isn't it? Is it different?
No, I think it's the same one.
Same one? I don't remember.
Yeah.
I do remember seeing that one. I think I played it one time. Either that or I dreamt it. And I'm imagining something completely different than you.
In my mind, it was this way.
In my mind, yeah, it worked great. Yeah, I don't know if that was real, but it sounds perfect. Anyway, so, but back to the really quick thing with the game modes, guys. I don't know how long we've done. We've been going for quite a while. But anyway, we'll wrap it up here for you guys in a minute. The game mode that I missed is that showdown one. What was the objective for that showdown? Where it was a large series showdown, and it was one that would just, remember they had the rotations, where it used to just go like tall trees, choose your own weapon, that kind of thing. Tall trees had like 3 on rotation, and then you had what was it? It was Blackwater. It was capture the territories.
Oh, Blackwater. Yeah, that one was great, too.
That was great. And then all of a sudden, that one map would pop up in Saint Denis where it was team-based, and it was half of a server on half of a server. It was a war. And you know what? It was just who had the most kills. Which team could kill the other team the most? It was just a shootout. And the funniest part was, there was nobody hiding. People were just, it was like a sprint to the center. Ah! You know what I mean? Like, that was what was so funny. I think Rockstar was like, I don't think you guys get this. Like, it's whoever dies the least. And we're like putting on bandanas and shit in the back. Like, I heard what he said, but that's not what's happening. We're going to kill them more by being up close. That's how, there was never one person that, like, went in. You know what I mean? It was just like, we're everybody ready. I love that. That was fantastic. So, is there anything else that you guys want to cover tonight for this podcast, or do you think we've kind of given everybody enough to kind of wet their whistle and get their minds thinking and take away their boredom at their job?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Maura, what do you think? You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for being here. I really want to thank my co-hosts for their time, and this takes a lot of effort, guys. Remember, in the comment section for next week, let's talk about what kind of game modes you guys want to see, and we'll pick up there. And once again, I thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for being here. It truly does mean the world to me. Stay safe out there. Remember that Uncle Frank loves you. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, ring the bell, the whole damn thing. And we will see you guys really soon.